Right, let me just check. I'm live. Oh, yep, we're live in the Ninja group. Good. Okay. Oh, oh, oh. What have I got? Oh, hang on. I need to stop that. Crazy stuff. I must have hit the live button. Okay, let me go back here. Welcome, Tom.
Hi, Brian.
Thank you, mate. No, my name's Brian Knight, and I live near Melbourne in Australia, and I feel bloody lucky. Anyway, it's just turned 5:30 in the morning for me on what's the day? A Wednesday, I think it is. I think it's a Wednesday. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's a Wednesday. Yeah. Anyway, it's a Wednesday here, and we're focusing on the Ninja trading system and looking at bankers, snipers, smart money. That's really the focus of this, and under the Ninja group here. So let me, just as an additive, I've been here 5.5 years, or just about, or around, or somewhere. I don't know exactly. So let me, hang on a minute. I'll share that screen. Yep. That was where me making sure that I was in there. Okay, here we go. So welcome to this live Forex analysis session. Please note any trades discussed here are to be classed purely as educational only, and that's because we're a group of people helping each other and we are not financial advisors. So, and we don't pretend to be either. Please only take trades you have to take based on your own analysis. As I always suggest, a demo account is required to trade before you can prove to yourself you're profitable. Always follow proper risk management to protect your account as taught in IM Academy and the Ninja Group, as each trade carries risk as well as potential profit. This strategy, all we're asking you to do is apply 1% to any trade on any pair, maximum, or part thereof, okay? If the recording of this session goes anywhere and you're not already an exclusive Ninja member, then please get back to the person who referred you, because as an exclusive Ninja member, I have access to Go Live, where there are a number of professional traders, and some of them that trade this strategy in particular, and others that trade other profitable strategies that might suit your lifestyle better. I'm not sure. I can't see why this wouldn't suit anybody's lifestyle, but anyway, there is a full risk disclosure here and a little bit about us as live session traders. Okay, we get that out of the way. Hey, Tom, how did you go? Hey, look at, there's so many possibilities over the last 24 hours. Hey?
Absolutely.
I literally
woke up this morning, came out, placed a trade, and won.
Yeah, we're just spoiled for choices now with what we have. Like, this is just incredible.
Throwing a barn at something I couldn't miss.
But over here we say it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
There you go. Yeah, look at that move on USD CHF.
Yeah, let me...
Straight shot.
Yeah, hang on a minute. I'll just go down there. We'll just look at that. I'll just share it across. Sorry. And it's because that's what we need to do. Whoop, I'll just order that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
And I caught it at the very top.
Yeah. Well, that's right, because you're waiting for this, you got a high, you got a high, you see that consolidation, what's it going to do? Mm-hmm. It's going to come out of there. It's either going to push up or down. You put a sell stop on there. Thank you very much. In. Right?
It's rare I have to move my point of profit down because it's still running.
Correct.
Usually, if it goes to my profit target, I feel good. Yeah,
I know.
But rarely do I have to move it.
Yeah, but look at CAD JPY did. Like, I got that trade there, and it just kept going up. That's fine. And I was sitting there waiting. Like, that's 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. That was like 11. Like, I was asleep then. But look at it. It just fell off the cliff and down it went, and then it came back up again. Like, absolutely trademark stuff. Just bloody beautiful. But look, like, this is the thing too. We're talking, it came out of that Well, it doesn't really. I'm just using that as a reference for people to start with. You know, that Jeff had shared with me this, like, what is it, 6 a.m. UK, whatever that is. What time is that for you? Time again?
It's 10 p.m.
10 o'clock at night, is it?
Yes.
Oh, shivers. That's not too good. Oh, well. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, like, it depends on where you are in the world. For me, that's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so basically it just comes out of that consolidation, punch down, pull back up. And then I didn't get that drop because I wasn't around, which is fine. Then I just I saw this break of structure here, got in and went, okay, well, I don't know if it'll break that high. I'll just take that. So I got I think it was 3.6% on my account. Thank you very much. I just watched it. It was just amazing. Look at it, like sitting there and watching paint dry. It was incredible. And then this candle here just up. Because of my spread, I didn't get in. It pulled back and then woof, it just punched through. And it just TP'd on me. You know, it's quite rewarding when something TPs on you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice when something TPs on you, but imagine being in that trade and you're constantly moving your profit up because it just keeps going.
Yeah. Well, I could have got into the trade again because I saw that and I went, ugh. When it broke that high and it pushed back up, this would have been another good opportunity. But I thought, look, it's probably exhausted, but it didn't. It just kept going, like up it went, and then it just went totally out, and then it just dropped off the planet here. It did come back. If you were awake, like if you were probably awake at this time, whatever that is for you, but that drop pullback, that is, and see the dot on that, that is just such a perfect entry. And look at it go down, 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 and down. Tom, what are we doing? And then also too, I've been using this a little bit. I put it on and off, but this volume, you can see, like, it's just this push up. I could see that volume lifting, and that's why I got into the trade as well. Then it started to wane off, and then I got this push up. Like looking at it this morning, going, if I had have been awake in my time zone and seen this, and then watched this, I would have seen the volume is increasing. Shit is about to happen.
Right.
To put it bluntly, right? Because volume's increasing, they're getting antsy. They want to do something, and I would never have sort of seen that. But it came right back down to this level down here again. And you can see I've got these things in place. And look at it dance around here where the level was, where it came out of. Yeah, and it went up to the level that was the day before. See, the green ones are actually the 6 o'clock. If you go back over here, see, that's that 6 o'clock level from the day before. It came back up to it. And if you put on, where are we? If you put on session volume, you can actually see, I don't have, sorry, it's hard to see. You got to go, I think I'll go back to 15, I think. If you can see, there is, oh no, it's not that. It's on the hour. Sorry. Now you can't see. But there's volume up above there. All right. And it came up and it just basically went to that volume and then came back down again. Let me just see. Let's pull the volumes off. No, there you go. See how in the day, it just basically pulled up to that volume there and then came back down again. Thank you very much. Took out that one, that one, and basically created a new one. Now there's volume down here. I reckon there's a good chance of this coming back down here and even back down to that point. Wow.
All it did was bounce off the 800.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go back to, just go back, and yeah, and there's a change I've made too. I've kept the history of that on the chart too. But anyway, I'll show you what I mean. I did. I went into settings, and here under events, I had only future events. Hang on. events breaks. I'm just going to change. I'm going to put something on here. Let's see if I can. Let me do this. And I might make it a bit thicker. I will leave dashed on. Okay. So that's going to give me when the events are on and the breaks for it. So it's not only future, it's past as well. So I can see what's happening. But look at this, like 3 there. Imagine this here. Let me just give you an insight into it. And this is what you, like if, for me, that was like midnight. So I wasn't awake, right? And I didn't set a sell stop because it wasn't above that. I couldn't do that. I could have done an order, a limit order, but it's not my DNA to do that. As you know, Tom, there's a short. So if it dropped down there and you got in somewhere there, even you got here when it broke structure, or even you got in here where it pulled back up again, right? It dropped, pull back up again here. You could have got in up there. Okay, let's do 2 scenarios. Okay, so I got in there and I created a 5 pip stop loss. I'm just loving the 5 pips at the moment, right? And I'm trying to work on getting them smaller, but we'll see. And even if you just went like, oh, okay, there's first, there's another, even down into the range there, to there, if you traveled it down even to there, because you can see what's happening over here, right? That's 12%. Like amazing, right? And if you then went, oh no, I'm going to wait for that drop and the pullback just there, so the pullback that came up there and you got in somewhere there and you then did another 5, that's still 7%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it never came back. Like it just came up there, and with spread even, it wouldn't have knocked you out, and then off it went back down again. But that's not the cool thing either. If you miss that whole bloody thing, I'm getting excited. Sorry, Tom.
That's okay. Keep going.
I get pretty excited about this sort of.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Then you see this low created and this, and you go like, okay, it's pulled up and it pulls back down again. Even there where it pulled up and then retested it, if you wanted to, right? And then you said, I'm going to get, because this is where price is currently. And if you went, okay, I've seen that sell. This is what happened to me yesterday, actually. And then I go like, okay, I'm going to get in here, right? And I'm going to pull a 5 pip on that one. Yeah. And I'm going to ride that back up to here somewhere or wherever there. That's another 10%. You got 12 there, 10 there, all in a matter of hours. Well, let's see how long that would have taken, from there to there is like 4 hours, something like that. 4 hours to get 20+%.
Right.
Or 17 or 50, whatever it is. Like let's not argue between friends, Tom. It's just like, is this getting any easier?
It's just a matter of being there to see it.
Yeah. Or setting alerts for stuff happening. That's not a problem. Because I've got the high set. I'm pretty sure in my alerts. Oh, actually, that stopped. What the hell? I'll restart that. Don't know why. I got a high overbought on CAD-JPY, and I got a low, right? That's what I want. I want to know whether it's creating high highs. I want to know whether it's creating lower lows. Yeah. For either. For it's too high and it's coming down, or it's too low and it's coming back up. And then if you look here, look at the overbought there, and you can see these things were not necessarily. I mean, even if you got in, you lost 1% on that, you just get ready to go again. Like overbought, way up here, all the things ready to drop, and then like kaboomo.
Beautiful.
Yeah, volume coming up. Thank you. You just sort of like putting these things together and watching. Yeah. Anyway, and I suppose UJ did a similar thing, did it? Did it?
Yeah,
It hasn't pulled all the way back up, but look at the drop. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many pairs that did that.
Oh,
CAD
here,
did
and
it,
there's an
USF,
event. See the
CHF
event
did it.
thing there. Look at the event. That was an event there. What the hell was that? Composite PMI flash, whatever it is. As soon as that news came, look at that. Drop out. Look at that. Pull back up. More news. Bloop. Another drop. Home sales, all that sort of stuff. What was that one? Look. Red book year to year. Okay, whatever that is. Yeah, so I've got a high overboard on CAD. There we go. So I go back to CAD. Yeah, I've got a high now. See this? Watching this. What do we got? Not a lot of, you got to remember we're going into Sydney, so it's not. But, like it's not overboard here necessarily, but, like that'll probably go higher.
Well, there's a zone right above it.
Yeah, correct. And if it breaks this high here, then it's just going to keep going for the minute. But then what's it going to do after it pulls back up here?
We're looking at another dropout.
Absolutely. Yippee! Get on the horse. Get on the horse and ride it down the hill. Like, what's the problem here? Oh. Has it been worthwhile, Tom, hanging around?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I love it. But the point is, it does take time, though, Tom, doesn't it? It takes time to integrate the knowledge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because what looks easy is not easy.
No. But then again, it's not complicated either, Tom.
Right. If new people are watching this, it's like, oh yeah, this and this and this, that all makes sense. It's easy, It just looks easy. They don't see the 500 trades you lost to get here.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you do those on demo though, Tom, if you demo that until you can build your confidence and your winning, your numbers of wins against losses, or your rewards against your risks, or your profits against your learning experience, they're all different ways of looking at it. Then it builds that skill, doesn't it? And then you start to see this. It just opens your eyes. You cannot unsee what you're seeing.
It just builds confidence.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly right. Spot on, Tom. It builds your confidence and the trust in yourself, huh?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So on the 1 hour, looking at that fib from high to low.
Yeah, let's go have a look at it.
The fib zone is like 8 pips above that last peak.
Yeah. Oh my God. No.
To push into the zone. Holy cow! What is that?
They're all their news events. Remember, I changed the thing. Remember, I changed this. I got the brakes. I might just make them a little bit smaller, maybe to start with. And it's got it on all news events. It's maybe that's a bit too much. Anyway, they're news events, and you can see where news events it actually occurs. I can take that off and put it back on again, but I'll hang on. We'll just do that. I'll just untick that. So they're gone now. And you can see where there's levels on here as well. Hang on a minute. I'll just what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'll just take those off. I'm going to take trailing. Put that there. We don't want that at the mid. Oh no. Well, you're seeing it. That's all. So basically, what you're saying. I don't know. I'm just going to do a crazy thing, but from here. It is back up to there. You see it.
Higher,
it's just
higher to the left.
I understand that, but even if you put it there, it's still in the zone now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And I'm sorry, I gotta do a tidy up. Crazy. So yeah, no, it's in the price right here from that most recent high to low back into the zone. So really, it's just keeps getting ready for a drop out of it. Anyway, you won't see it, but you can see that high to low is in the zone now, ready to, and it's just been over. Like when you look at the hour, it's just been sort of like dagging along. It looks like it's in consolidation, but if we go back to the 1 minute, this is not consolidating. You know, these are trading opportunities here. Yeah, within that higher time frame. This is a wave, and this is news here. Yeah, no, bloody beautiful. And this is just the chart. I mean, I could even turn volume off, but you look at the volume pull up there. That's why that push up, right? That's where I got that trade. I could have got more, but I didn't realize it was going to do this. You know, like a nice target, and then it just drops like that really quickly, and then it just climbs back up again and then goes back to where it dropped out of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you look at it, it's creating lower lows.
And
so what's it going to do here? What's it going to do here?
Up.
Potentially back down here somewhere.
Right.
This way, you get it, because it'll push down, it'll pull back up a bit, and then you get back in it and get into a sell if you're around there, or you can put an alert on for it. This is one pair. This is only one pair. Crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Only one pair.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So when it hit, and I'm riding that spike down, you know, I have to learn to adjust my mind to look at another pair, because when I enter a trade, I'm so solely focused on that one trade, I'm missing everything else.
Yeah.
So I have to change my mindset to say, okay, so this is happening on CAD JPY. Where else is it happening?
Yeah.
Because I could have got in halfway point on another pair.
Yeah, look at here we go. This is AUD JPY. Look at that.
Yeah.
And then back up again. So it went from that point down. So you're looking swing high to swing low, back to swing high again. And look at the volume there. Down, back up again. I think one of the biggest things that I'm seeing with people, Tom, is they're not patient enough to wait for the pullback. Like if you, for example, you come to the chart and you see it around here somewhere, right? Let's just imagine you see it around here. You have to wait for it to create that swing low. Right, let's put on that. I'll show you what I mean. You have to wait for this. You have to wait for that. And then that's your trade opportunity there if it doesn't break the low. If it starts to pull away, that's where you get in. So if we look at it, even though these are 1 minute candles, you could, if you're novice on this and you got this and you can see that, well, this is a free indicator on TradingView. When it pulls back up there and it creates a high and it's broken structure over here, pulls back up. People want to get in here. They want to get in because it's going up, right? And you can't, because it's going to do a pullback. You have to wait for that pullback for it to come back down here somewhere, right? If you put a little fib on, you'd see it in actual fact. I mean, it's there to there. That's not the way. Whoops, what am I doing? Fine. It is. You go from, let's go just from, I'll go from week to week because that's just the way it is. You can see it. It just comes back down here, touches it, and then goes off. Like it just, this is an entry. And if you're too scared to get in an entry there, or you're learning how to do this, wait for it to pull back up and then come back down again, because it's come back down to here, created, this is a higher low there. It creates another higher low and then off it goes. So there's a nice entry there. There's another potential entry there, because this is the prime example is if you get in after it pulls down as it's pulling up, right? You get in here somewhere, it never comes back. So that's where you can tighten your stop loss up as it travels off. Like if you get in here, if you get in there somewhere, it's going to pull back and then it's going to challenge your stop loss, your tight stop loss, and your potential for profits. Anyway.
Yeah, that's where I would put my entry, is right there where it says dollar, right at the second peak.
Yeah.
Right there. That's where my entry would be.
Yeah.
It would have to break that peak to keep going up. Otherwise, it's going to keep going down.
Yeah. So you could put it over here. You wouldn't put your entry there because you'd have drawdown. You'd have your entry over here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just above that second peak.
Yeah. So you'd wait for it to pull back down, then you'd put a buy stop in just
keep
there.
Going down at that point.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm not in the trade anyway.
So
I'm forcing it to come up and trigger me in.
Yeah. Well, that's another strategy. Yeah. If you're there though, you could get in right here at this candle too.
Yeah, but that candle's going to move so fast.
It's 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So this is where you're saying you just go like, okay, it's pushed up, pull back, pushed up, and now it's pulling back down. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, because you're then going to over here, you're going to put a buy stop in.
Yep.
It pulls down. As it comes up, it gets you in the trade, and your buy stop's got whatever. Let me just put on that's not the one I want.
I personally would go to the bottom of that big candle.
The bottom of it. It's far from a that's 10 pips, right? Yep. And then you got to do whatever, ride it up. So like that's 3%. Who cares? Like you're not going to
exactly a win's a win.
Yeah, but if you tighten that up, if I tighten that up to 5, you got 6-7%.
Well, you can tighten it up once you learn going up. And you put your buy stop in. If it goes into drawdown at all, like it did, the minute it starts coming out of that drawdown, tighten your stop loss.
Yeah. Oh, you can, but it hasn't changed because what you've calculated your percentage return on is your stop loss that you initially put on the trade with your lot size. That's the issue. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's a so you have to decide what your stop loss is before you put the trade on with what your lot size is. Absolutely, you could change your stop loss after it moves in that direction, but the point is that will not change your lot size because you can't change that once you're in a trade.
Correct. No, I would only raise it up to minimize my loss if it decides to come back.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you.
You get that level of push up, it's not coming back.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Well, it is coming back, but later.
Right. Exactly.
The train's got to turn around and come back at some point,
Yep.
No. Very beautiful. And that's just AJ. Like, and then all of a sudden, then it just keeps going, and then up higher. Like you could, and then once it pushes up higher, like what's it going to do at some point here? Like it's created a high there. Well, that's a high, but this is higher than that. So at some point, what's happening now? Is it getting ready to come back down? No volume, so it's not going to be doing much. It's going to sit sideways. But the point is, everything's starting to set itself up the top here. It's not overbought, so not going to sell. Not ready yet. Right? What do we got here? Oh, we got an RBA person, Reserve Bank of Australia, having a bit of a chat. Maybe. What time's that? It's 9 o'clock this morning, my morning, 3 hours away. That might kick it into something. We'll see what happens with a bit of volume and whether these things start to move. Does it make a high? No, we could actually put a sell stop in here if we wanted to, down here somewhere, and then see what happens. Like we've got the
ride.
Yeah, we've got the ability, haven't we? And then if it keeps going up higher, are we in the trade? No. Nope. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
And it does look like it's going to push higher because that stochastic's still pushing up.
Yeah.
The RSI, everything is still on its way up.
Yeah.
So I could see it breaking that previous high.
Yeah.
And go into the previous peak. If you back out a little, you have to change time frame. Just back out a little.
We're on 1 minute. I'll go. What do you want? 5?
Sure.
Okay. I'm just Do you want me to take that high low off? Yeah, we can see it anyway. I'll take this off as well. We don't need that on there. And I'll just auto that. There you go. That's over a number of days. Is that what you want?
Yeah. See that big peak to the left?
This one or?
No. All the way at the top on the left.
Oh, yeah. Here. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's what it's going to break. It's going to break all these little ones that it created.
Maybe not. Maybe you'll just do this. I'll show you. Oh, come on. Don't play around with me. Thanks. It's in the zone. It's just dancing around the zone. I reckon it's going to drop out. And if we look here, like it's just sitting up top.
Yeah.
But it may not. I mean,
well, there's a lot. There's some imbalance over there.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm looking at it to.
But look at this. But look at this at a higher. See how it's pushed up? Now it's just sort of doing this down, right? It hasn't broken either of these highs up here. See these? So if it breaks that, then maybe we're going back up. But it looks like after it's pushed up like that, will look like it's going to be a drop. And against US dollar, if you look at AUD, USD, because this is my reference of that, is you can see where the Aussie dollar is like, where is it? It's like we've been up at like 72, back down at 67, back up at 71. It's back down at 68. It's just done that little pull up there, right? Last night, whatever, the last 24 hours, that's a significant push up, but it hasn't broken that high there. See that there? Mm-hmm. That's a push up. What's it? Oop. Damn, come on here. Sorry, because I went down the time frame. Where are we? Come on, build up. So that's the last 24 hours. Look at that jump up there. Because remember, the US dollar and CAD dropped off. What happened? The Aussie dollar went up. It just did opposite. Yeah?
Right. So if you look at it on the 15-minute.
Yeah, we'll go there. Yeah, look at the jump. But it's broken that, but it hasn't broken the previous up there. Now it's coming back down. I reckon it'll sell back out. AUD USD. But we were looking at AJ, so I don't want to confuse too much. But, you look at that. That was at 1 o'clock. And this is the one that Jeff trades, but But look at the volume there. Wow, incredible. See how nothing there? And then it started to built up, and then it built up. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It is, isn't it? That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So
anyway, I still think this is in zone here. I think, well, this is on the 15-minute. Okay, Tom, so you can see it. It pushed up, bang, come to a point. Pull back, boom, to a point. Back to a point. Back to a point. Back to a point. Like if you look at it, it's tried to break through that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I think it's getting ready to drop, and the reason why is because look at the push up it's had. See that?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's sort of like going sideways. So out we go. It may go higher. Who cares? It's probably good to put a sell stop down here somewhere. But then if it did, it dropped down here, it would have got you into the trade and you would have been in drawdown, knocked out 1%. But like, hey, you've got to work out what is working for you.
All right? That's why I'm saying.
And at the moment, look at this. Look at all these things sitting up here. It's just not totally overbought yet, though. That's my issue here. I still think it's, like we'll just, yeah. Anyway, that's AJ. Just another pair. But, yeah. But the KJ that was nice. That's nice. I mean, I'm not fast. I got 3.5% off the trade. Where is it over here? Yes, it was my afternoon, evening. Just show my son-in-law. It's like, I got in a trade. Come and have a look at this, and we just watched it. And it's like with spread, it just, and then it pulled back down, and he goes like, "Oh, you better close it." I go, no, I can still see it. And then it just like, shoo, all right, profit. See you later. Bye. Move on. Let's go and have dinner. It was great. Great experience.
Right. It's nice to wake up, take my 70 pips, and go back to bed. That is the only thing I can request.
Yeah.
Wake up, make money, and go back to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great, isn't it, eh? Alistair from...
Hello, Brian.
Hello, Alistair.
Happy from France.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you would be speaking French.
Bonjour.
No, bonjour. Okay. Comment ça?
Say hi. Hello.
Bonjour. Yeah.
Bonjour. Australia.
Yeah.
Australia. Melbourne. Have a crash your Zoom.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's not a problem, Hey.
Where are you, Alistair?
And Bergerac in France.
Yeah.
Nice.
Didn't you see his post where he flew from England down to France?
No, I did not see that. Good for you, Alistair.
So yeah. And I've lost the signal.
We've still got you.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you get on. I can't hear you because it's so noisy.
All right, we'll catch it.
It was a good day. I watched the recording.
Okay, no worries. And it's really good you got that.
Or you can just carry on watching me and noise. No?
I saw you were on Paul's session this morning too, and I saw you got like 6.5% off KJ.
Yeah, actually, I was watching Swiss, and I did seriously watch it. And I watched it all the way through. I thought, why didn't I trade that? Really stupid. I did watch it from start to finish.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's good because I'm watching it. It's good. It is good.
Oh, you're coming along well.
I might catch you tomorrow sometime. We're in Bordeaux tomorrow.
Okay, no worries then. Ciao then. That's interesting, Tom. A little drop in from France, eh?
Yeah, no kidding. A trader's life.
It is. Like, so anyway, So I've got to get up this morning and check to make sure there's no more lambs. There's one there that's got, looks like it swallowed a barrel. So a few more. Got to get those chicks happening. I fed them, get them more feed, make sure the water's right for them. We're gonna have to move them. Probably it'll be the weekend or early next week. I'll move them out into the shed. They're starting to we've got to clean out their little base. God, I tell you what, they shit a lot. Right there.
How many do you plan on having?
Well,
lambs.
Lambs. There's 8 ewes that Roger looked after, and so I don't know how many lambs. I mean, it depends on how many, whether they're twins or singles. So we've got 3 twins. So 4 have delivered so far. 4 of the 8 are ewes, and we've got 3 sets of twins and 1 single.
Oh boy.
No. Some of them are girls.
So what do you do after you're done raising them? Are you selling them or what are you doing with them?
There's a combination of things because it's been a number of years in the process. So, we started out with only 4 and a ram. So 4 ewes and a ram. And so then they have lambs, which was last year. So we had 5 out of that. 5? Out of the 4, we got 5. Yeah. We had twins that I had an orphan lamb. I fed, bottle fed to bring her up, little Poppy. I remember every time I go out into the paddock, she just she runs around my legs and bloody nibbles at my pants and bloody, she just you got to pat her and scratch her and anyway. She doesn't think she's a sheep, anyway. And we had 4 ewes and a ram. So there's 4 ewes, but you don't mate them up the first year because they're too small and too young. I mean, commercially they may, but we don't. And ours are what are called wilty poles. So they're a very hardy breed that have no horn and that they self-shed. So they get woolly wool on in winter. And then at the moment, they're trying to rub themselves on fences and trees and stuff to pull all their wool off, because it's going to start to slowly get warmer. And in summer, they have this really, really fine little coat. There's not much to it. So what happens is you build that up. So then, so we bought another 4 off the same person, and so we have 8 this year. So those 8 will have a number, and then we've got to work out, well, how many of them are lamb rams and how many are lamb ewes. So the lamb rams anyway, it's all complicated, Tom. So they'll either become, the lamb rams will either become wethers, and then they're meat. These are meat lambs, and or else people will buy the rams off. So I'll leave them as rams, and they'll buy a ram to put into their flock. So this year we'll probably, so we've got 8, and we've got the 4 from last year. So that'll make 12, plus whatever ewes we get this year will not be mated next year. They will be the next year. So we'll have 12 for next year. 12 for next year. So we need a new ram to go with those. This is how you do the breeding stuff. And then once we get lambs from there, then we have whatever ewes from this year with those 12 with that. So we'll have a flock of about 16 the year after. But then when they have ewes, they have lambs, then we'll have a separate breeding stock. So we'll have 2 lots of 15, 16 on the property. That's probably enough that the property can maintain with the feed in drier times and wetter times.
So what do you do? I mean, do you sell them to other people?
You sell. Yeah, within.
For you,
yeah.
Or?
Yeah, all of the above.
Oh, okay. That's so cool.
And then the chickens.
My dad was from Indiana, and he did cows.
Yeah. Well, we adjust what are called belted Galloways. They're I think they're a Scottish breed of. They're not ours. They're somebody else's. They're a friend of ours who lives over the hills a bit, and he doesn't have a big property, but he adjusts properties. So he has his cattle on there, and then he gets them slaughtered, and then he sells the meat at farmers markets and online.
That's
So
amazing.
he basically just pays us a weekly for every cow and calf that we've got on. He just pays an amount per week to eat our grass.
Right.
Pretty simple.
Yep.
And then with the chickens, it's like, well, I could have bought chickens, but hey, we from a education for grandkids, like we incubated them. So there's about, I don't know, there's probably about, I don't know, what have we got, about 40, 45 chickens or something. And of course you'll get roosters and you'll get hens out of it. So the roosters are, and these are egg laying hens. So the roosters are not much chop. I mean, they don't have much meat on them. They're not a meat bird. So I sell them at the market as breeding roosters, and the hens we keep and we get eggs. So, and Claire sells some of the eggs at where she works. Like people love the eggs. They're all free range.
I bet there's nothing as good as fresh eggs.
Yeah.
You can't buy good eggs in the store compared to fresh eggs.
No. These things are orangey. They're not pale crap anyway. And they got all free and they're out on the grass, and it's all, and I feed them really good gear. So
nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's a bit of the farming life, and other things.
So can I ask you a question regarding something else?
Yeah.
So if you go back to Cat JPY, I got a question regarding Jeff's strategy at 10 o'clock for me.
Sure.
So he said you take the low. It's the direction you think it's going to go, right?
No. Well, yeah, you're looking at. Well, he doesn't say that, but you would look at trend. But let me open this up a little bit. So this is basically. So what you're looking.
I set this up last night, but I wasn't quite sure. So that's why.
Yeah, no. Let's do this so you know. All right. So this is your. What time frame you're on again? Where are you?
LA, Los Angeles.
Okay, up there. Rightio. So this is your 10 p.m. 22. Okay. Before it gets to that time, put a line on your chart.
Okay.
Right. First. When that 10 p.m. candle comes out, what you do is you put on a horizontal ray, whatever you want, whatever color, at the most recent high and the most recent low before the 10 o'clock candle.
Oh, I see. Okay, that was
most recent high, most recent low from the 10 o'clock candle. It creates a channel. And you're looking at it breaking out of that channel in the direction. All right. And it's only for that time, and it might take a period of time, but can you see how it broke out of the channel? It didn't really come down. You'd be looking at has it broken structure and stuff? It comes back up to the top of the channel, then it comes out there. So you would probably get in here for this sell down here.
Right.
And then once it's done that sell, you would see that that's a swing low. This is what I did anyway. I didn't see that drop. And then I came to the charts and went, oh, look, it's broken structure. I'm going to get in. And basically it just went up past that channel.
Okay.
I didn't expect it to go.
I was doing the previous day high and lows.
No, it's just the immediate high and low candles just before that period of time. That time candle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he uses the AUD USD, but we can put it on anything. And just apply the information. And if you say put on the high highs, that one, you can see where it just pulls up there, back down there, back up there, and then drops out, and then up it goes. And up it goes, and then down it goes. And then up it goes. and then sideways it goes, and then down it will go. But probably not now because there's not a lot of volume going on, and because we're getting changeover of time. Yeah.
Perfect. That answered my question.
No worries at all. All right. Well, what we might do is, I think it's about time, Tom. I'll go and get a few things sorted.
All right. That does it for me. Have a good day.
Okay, have a look at your other pairs as well, everyone. Take it easy. If you find anything helpful in here, like Alistair would probably, or anybody else, just mention in under the live. If you got any questions, and I'll be back on again same time, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. All right then. Thanks for your questions, Tom.
You bet. Have a good day.
Ciao. Bye.